Okay, today we're talking about absolute value equations. And you've seen absolute value before in middle school, but maybe not done equations with them. So we're taking what we learned from equations and applying that now. So you're going to add the date and the page number, add it to your table of contents, and then put in your learning target. Okay, the absolute value of a number is the distance of that number from 0 on the number line. So you're used to maybe hearing the absolute value bars. That's these, like absolute value of -7. Always makes everything positive. The reason for that is because the number 7, the number -7, is 7 places from 0 on the number line. So if I was to graph it, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the number 7 is 7 away from 0 on the absolute value line. And then this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So like if I was to graph this, the point -7 is exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces away from 0 on the number line. Therefore, the answer to the absolute value of -7 is +7, because that's how far away it is. So you may have always thought of it as it makes everything positive, but that's why, because it's the distance from 0. If I was to count, it's 7 spaces away. Okay, so thinking of that again, if I talked about -6, well, how far away is -6 from 0 on the number line? It would be right here. So if I counted, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces away. So the absolute value of -6 is +6. Going the other way, talking about the absolute value of +6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That number would be right here. And if I counted, how far away is that from 0? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces. So, you all are going to be solving equations, and what you do when you solve equations is you try to figure out what x has to equal to make this happen. So what I'm doing is, okay, I'm saying x is 6 away from 0 on the number line. So what two numbers are 6 away from 0 on the number line? Well, 6 this way is +6, so x could be +6. Or 6 this way from 0 is -6, so x could also be -6. So your answers are -6 and +6, because if I take the absolute value of -6, I get 6. And if I take the absolute value of +6, I get 6. So your answer is written like this in set notation, showing it could be 6 or -6. Those are your answers. Okay, so example 1, following that same pattern, what we're saying is that what's inside here has to be 6 units away from 0. So how are we going to solve that? Well, this number, whatever this is on the inside, x minus 4, could be equal to +6, because +6 is 6 units away from 0 on the number line. Or that could be equal to -6. Because -6 is also 6 units away from 0 on the number line. So what you do is you set it up to the two different things it could be. This could be +6 in here, or this could be -6, and then you solve your equation. So if I'm solving this equation, I'm trying to get x by itself, so I'm going to move 4 to the other side. And when I do that, I get x is equal to 10, and that's solved. So 10 is one of my answers. The other one, I would add 4 again to both sides, and x is equal to -2. So the answers could be -2 or 10. So again, what's inside here, x minus 4, doesn't change. The only thing that changes is what's on the outside, because it says this has to be 6 away from 0, because the absolute value bars say whatever this is, that's how far away from 0 it is. So it could be positive 6 or negative 6. But the inside's not going to change. And you can always check your answer. I'm going to do that over here. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. So we're going to check. 10 minus 4 is 6. The absolute value of 6 is 6 away from 0, so that is my answer. Check negative 2. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. The absolute value of negative 6 is positive 6 because it's 6 away from 0, so yes, that is correct. Alright, so example 2. I'm trying to get the absolute value bars by itself because I can't figure out how far away this is from 0 until I know what it's equal to. So before I can start that, I've got to move this 8 away. And when I do that, the only thing left on this side is 2x minus 4 in absolute value bars, because I haven't done anything to take them off, equals 10 plus 8, which is 18. So now what it's saying is that this 2x minus 4 is 18 units away from 0. So 2x minus 4 doesn't change. But this says that it's 18 away from 0, so it could be equal to two different things. It could be equal to positive 18, because positive 18 is 18 away from 0. Or it could be equal to negative 18, because negative 18 is also 18 units away from 0. And now I just solve my equation. Box your variable. How do you get rid of minus 4? Well, you add 4. Left over here is 2x. Over here you get 18 plus 4, which is 22. Divide both sides by 2. One of my answers is 11. Same thing over here. Box your variable. How do you get rid of minus 4? Well, you add 4. Negative 18 plus 4 is negative 14. Divide both sides by 2. X is equal to negative 7. So my two answers are negative 7 and 11. Last example. Same thing. This isn't by itself, so I don't know how far away it is from 0 yet to start solving it. So I am going to move 16 to the other side before I do anything. And when I do that, left over on this side is x plus 7, because that goes to 0. 3 minus 16 is negative 13. Now, when I go to set this, it says it's negative 13 units away. Well, I can't move negative 13 units. So since I can't move negative units, because you can't have a negative distance, because whatever happens in here makes that positive. So that's not true. So there's no solution, because this is absolutely impossible. There's nothing that I can put in here for x. Add 7 to it, take the absolute value, and get a negative number. It's completely impossible. So anytime you end up with absolute value bars equal to a negative, it's no solution, because you can't let that happen. Absolute value bars are positive because they're the distance from 0.